you gonna be a DJ?
I got that part down. Hey! How are you?
Good, how you doing?
I am doing good today, sir. Listen, I know that you are out moving and grooving. I'm gonna lose you if you don't find somewhere to sit mobile for a second.
Yeah, I'm about to go sit right now. I'm walking outside.
Are you hot? You outside too. You gonna be sweating through the interview?
What'd you say?
You're gonna be sweating through the interview if you stay outside. It's very hot out.
Yeah, it's hot in here.
Hi guys.
I'm going inside right now.
You're good. Make your way inside. Grab you something to drink too. Hi guys. Let me know when you can hear me.
I can hear you.
You can hear me? Okay. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Listen, I'm really excited to sit down with you. I was just playing that Dizzy in the background. Did you hear it? Did you hear that Dizzy when you came in?
I heard that, dude.
I like that Dizzy. So what? I saw the video for Dizzy. My videographer and I were just sitting here talking about the video, and she loved your visual. And we wanted to know who did the casting for the models in the video. We like the models in the video. Who did the casting?
You said who did the casting?
Yes.
Okay.
Gemini was on his shit. Yeah, Gemini did that. Okay, well, shout out to Dizzy. I know you just dropped that May 7th this year. So how you feeling right now? What kind of steam have you had behind that song so far?
That's most, you say like it's going up right now.
Yeah.
I expected it to go up, you know what I'm saying? But it's getting a lot of attention right now, you know what I'm saying? Views going up, getting a lot of positive feedback from it. But that was anticipated though. I've been watching the video.
Uh-oh.
You know what I'm saying? We got
One song on there, it was titled Bible. What's the overall premise of Misunderstood? What's so misunderstood about you that you're trying to say in that album?
Can you say that one more time?
I'm gonna say it 2 more times if you need me to, black man. Misunderstood is the album prior to you putting out Dizzy. And while I was listening to it, I could tell that you were trying to get something off your chest. What is so misunderstood about you as an artist that you wanted to communicate in that album?
And I was going through a lot of stuff at the time, and I was able to use music as like a positive outlet. You know what I'm saying? A healthy way to express myself and how I was feeling, and to talk about everything that I was going through, and being on like a stage in life. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people just judge you based on the outside and what they see and on the media and this, that, and the third. And everybody be so quick to say what they would do if they was in your shoes, you know? But they would never really truly understand, you know what I'm saying? So that's where misunderstood come from.
You know, it's interesting that was your response. I appreciate that response. I was talking with someone this week about how there's such a big misconception about rap artists as a whole from an intellectual standpoint. And I wanted to ask you, what are some of the hurdles that you've had to jump over in this industry from an intellectual standpoint? And I can go a little deeper with that question. I've had some conversations with rappers that have rap artists that have told me that they've sat down to have business conversations and they've surprised the individual that they're talking with because they didn't expect that from them. What hurdles have you jumped over in the industry so far?
After you said they didn't expect that from them, you cut out a little bit.
Of course I did. So the full whole question is, I think that rap artists are misunderstood. I think there is a misconception about their intelligence level. I think there's a misconception about, can you hear me? Oh, you was listening to me.
Just a little bit.
Can you hear me?
Like, cause I think that the bottom of it getting caught under whatever. I say something.
Something.
Oh yeah, you said something. I heard you.
Here, can you hear me better if I talk in the mic? Let me do that.
It's the intellectualness of the artist is misunderstood, and how I feel about that.
How do you feel about it? Yep.
It's you know what I'm saying? It's you can't blame certain people because you know what I'm saying. What goes in the music, people and how people portray themselves. Sometimes it's only human to have to stick like certain stigmas on people. But everybody human though, so like everybody really do it in their own way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when it's spoke upon like it's fact, like they know. You know what I'm saying? You know how there's certain times like you can word things differently. Like when it's brought up to an artist or somebody, and the person talking is acting like they know.
Yes, sir.
And instead of acting like they want to find out something.
Been there,
you know what I'm saying? So I feel like people can get that stuff mixed up. Like if you don't know somebody, you don't talk like you know. You know what I'm saying? You come in a position of trying to find out something, you make it known by how you put your words together. So
right. I agree with that. I like that. So most artists, they want to work with certain producers for a certain reason. You had a certain vision. A lot of artists, before they jump in the studio, before the artist, how you been? You been, I don't know, but you stay in good spirits. That must be somebody talking to you. I don't know who that is.
My fault.
No, you fine. A lot of artists, before they get in the studio with a particular producer, they have a vision for where they want that record to go. Where did you want Dizzy to go before you got in the studio with DJ Kid? Shout out to the Water Boy. Where did you want that song to go before you got in the studio? Where'd you envision it?
So when I first got a pack from Kid, I was like, shit, this is the opportunity, you feel me? Somebody on Kid level, and me having the type of confidence that I had in my craft, I just knew that with his type of beats that we'd be able to make something happen. You know what I'm saying? And so the vision was big. I saw exactly how it came out.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I saw it in my head. I feel like that's kind of like a commercial type song, you know what I'm saying? It's like that Off-White on my bridges, you know?
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like something that everybody could buy their head to, and that's what type of beat it was.
Yeah.
Type of beat that everybody could buy their head to it, but I wasn't just talking rubbish on it either.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, so it's like I wasn't just Dr. Seuss in it and that thing, you feel me? I was really saying some stuff on it.
So you said you wasn't on there talking rubbish. You must care about lyricism. Who's your favorite lyricist of all time? Of all time.
Say it one more time.
Who's your favorite lyricist of all time?
Wayne.
Word?
I like Wayne.
Okay.
And then in this era right here, I like YoungBoy. Like it's different because Wayne, I like how Wayne got like the metaphors and stuff. Like I don't rap like that. You know what I'm saying? But how Wayne always comparing stuff to this and this. But then YoungBoy, he comes from a place like from his heart. Like everything that he talk, and like he talk like you feel him. You know what I'm saying? Like everything he's saying, you feel him. Like it's not really like he paint a picture for you with what he's going. And it's real personal. His music is real personal. And
what is your music?
That's how I look at my music.
What is that?
You could have like a little 7-year-old girl to a 55-year-old man. They listen to it. They might be able to relate something from that I'm talking about to their life. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's what music's supposed to do to people. It's supposed to get them out of their world or whoever is listening to it and try to take a step and relate themselves to the artist, you know?
Right. I was in about 4 studio sessions last week, and I was just observing some different things. What's some feedback that you would have for an artist trying to be taken seriously in the music industry while in the studio? What are some studio etiquette tips that you think you can pass on?
I say when an artist is in the studio, it's real professional. Like when they know what they want, you know what I'm saying? Like they know what they want as far as the sound, as far as them stopping themselves after saying, like after punching in, or if somebody read or whatever, and they hear it, they catch themselves and they say, let me do it again, let me do it again, let me do it again. You know what I'm saying? And don't just go through it like that. They real critical on their own self, but then also they'll listen to the engineer based on the relationship, of course. But listening to the engineer, I'll tell them to pay attention to the Pro Tools or whatever type of software the engineer is using, just so when they trying to build their song and stuff like that, they not just looking at something foreign on the screen. They know what's going down on their song. You know what I'm saying? Like highlighting your song, like layering your song, just all that stuff. I say they just need to pay attention on the engineer, and then take building a song serious. Don't let somebody else tell you to do something else again. If like, you know what I'm saying? That means you really not hearing. Because if somebody else hearing something, that means you really not even paying attention to what you saying. Because if you hear it and then agree with them, like, oh, okay, man, that means like you should have caught that yourself, or you should have just felt it off your tongue that it ain't come off right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So basically, the studio is not the place to hang out. Artists, when you come to the studio, be professional. Pay attention to what the producers are doing to your record.
Don't go in that bed with a hundred motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like I take that stuff serious.
Yep.
Like, I don't like people, especially because I don't like going like in the booth. You feel me? I like sitting right next to the engineer while I do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know how to record myself too, so I don't
Nice.
need
Okay.
an engineer. So I don't like people talking, laughing, and that bit. Like I like going in there getting stuff done.
I like that. So check it. Vengeance Freestyle. That shit was fire. I know we're here to talk about Dizzy. I completely understand that. But I had to go back and listen to your music and listen to the Rolodex of what you've worked on as an artist, and I really enjoyed that. Not for nothing, not for naught. It reminded me, not in style, but just in how quick you moved and just how attentive I had to stay to, what is that song that Eminem just did? He spat for like a few minutes. It gave me that vibe. And Eminem is one of the GOATs, okay? Not just because I grew up in Detroit, but because he's one of the GOATs. So I just want to let you know on this live here tonight that when I was listening to Vengeance Freestyle, it gave me that type of energy, and I really appreciated that. I
appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Any plans to try and get on an NFL team again? Do you have any plans to try and get on an NFL team again?
I definitely do. I'm working out every morning, you know what I'm saying? And just because of my circumstances with my run-ins with the law and stuff, I gotta get some things taken care of. But that's still top thing on my list, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just working out every morning, staying ready.
Nice.
And getting in the studio as much as I can, dropping music, getting my rollouts together.
I think it's amazing that you have all these different things that you're not just good, but you're great at. Because, the NFL is not looking at anybody that was not really setting up numbers in high school, probably was really killing it in college. Like, you really have already had to build that resume with them. So you really kind of could go either way. You have an opportunity.
My goal is, by the time, God willing, that I'm able to get back in the league, this music stuff is popped off. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's why I ain't got nothing but time right now. Like I work out every morning.
What time you wake up?
By like 10 a.m. because I'm still waking up every morning around 7:30, 8. I work out, be done by 10 a.m. And I got a whole day. So I'm putting that free time into just my second love, which is music. You know what I'm saying?
Well, for it to be your second love, I think that it loves you. I think it's in love with you because it's responding to you very well, and I see the fan base that you have. I definitely am going to be an additional fan, not because we've sat down today, because I'm not that nice, but I like your music. I really enjoy your music. And when, yeah, no, for real. I grew up listening to music. I was making songs on a 4-track back before we had Pro Tools. And so I definitely appreciate good music. I appreciate harmony. I appreciate melody. I appreciate vocals. I appreciate the whole story. So one more question for you. You ready? DJ Kid calls you and he says, yo, we got the contract of a lifetime. We got the setup of a lifetime. We got distribution on deck. Like, this is the number that we talked about. We ready to go, right? And then the Panthers call you. Which call do you think you're going to answer first? Which call is your heart answering?
Yeah. I gotta wait. So they calling at the same time?
That's how talented you are. Yup. They both calling at the same time. Yup.
I'm gonna pick up that Panthers call first.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because I can't play football by myself. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that by myself. So I'm picking up that call and that other deal. If I'm like that, then that mean I can still. I got my own label anyway, and they probably move. So that means I get that football bomb. I have to fund my label some more, get to bop. You know what I'm saying?
I like it. I like that, sir. I like that. Listen, I've enjoyed talking with you today. As you can see, I've got my videographer here in studio, so we're gonna chop up this interview for you, and I will get it back to you by the end of this week. Before I get off today and I let your handsome black self get back to making that hot fire music, let the followers know where they can find you. Let them know where your music is. Let them know what projects you're working on, and go.
Yo, is what it do? What's popping is NWGSuave. You feel me? Music on all platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, whatever you want to get it. YouTube, Instagram. You know what I'm saying? We got like 2 projects coming up. I got a hot single with Sada Baby coming up. Ice with Bizzo, that shit on the way too. You know, stay tuned. Yeah.
They said I'm gassing your big head ass up. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with me. And the next time you have a project going, you let MsMedia know, and I will pull up. Okay? Hey. Bye, guys.
Yeah.